Washington, President Eisenhower and Britain's Prime Minister Sir Anthony Eden conclude 3 days of talks on world problems with the issuance of a joint warning to the people of Asia and Africa on the dangers of economic or political help from the Soviet Union. They further pledged joint action to defend the peace in the Middle East. Another significant result of Sir Anthony's visit was his assurance to Congress that England needed no further economic aid from America. Soviet Deputy Prime Minister Peruvin signs the treaty, formally relinquishing the Porkkala Naval Base on Finnish soil. Foreign Minister Kekkonen signs for Finland. Finnish soldiers arrive to take over the 220-mile square base, the price Russia exacted for peace after World War II. Thus, an 11-year-old occupation comes to an end, an occupation which posed a constant threat to Finnish sovereignty. As the Finns enter their regained territory, they find a looted and sabotaged installation. Powerhouses are dismantled, gun emplacements are destroyed. In fact, every trace of Russian occupation is destroyed. All Scandinavia breathes easier as red guns cease to dominate the Baltic. The amusement division of the Federation of Jewish Philanthropies gathers at Hotel Sheraton Astor in New York City for the 3rd annual presentation of Achievement Awards. Industry leaders see Steve Allen make a presentation to Paul Muni. Mr. Allen is the star of Universal International's Benny Goodman Story. Another award winner is Dean of Exhibitors Samuel Rinzler, shown with Adolf Schimmel, chairman of the amusement division. Kim Novak and Phil Silvers are also honored, as is television producer Louis Cowan. New York opens its heart as Basil O'Connor and 5-year-old Tommy Woodward, March of Dimes poster boy, preside over a gala fashion show at the Waldorf Astoria. A garden of spring fashion, so-called, plus some due for summertime bloom, coming into full flower in a swanky showing for sweet charity. Combining the talents of top designers with the arts of Hollywood and Broadway, the show is attended by Mrs. Douglas MacArthur and other well-known personalities. The National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis benefits from a traditional glimpse of spring finery, stepping out for the March of Dimes. Our dimes and our dollars, too, are still needed to finish the job. Carnival comes to VIAREGGIO. This year, as every year, a truly gargantuan parade of amazing floats parades through the streets. And most amazing of all is that every one of these enormous, intricate papier-mâché animations is new, made especially for this one occasion. It's an old and deeply held tradition of the town, and it has made this one of the most famous pre-Lenten festivals in the world. When this carnival ends, VIAREGGIO will at once begin work on next year's. Craftsmanship and devotion for months in the cause of carnival. Gaily bedecked streets and excited native throngs dressed in their finest await the arrival of Queen Elizabeth in Nigeria, the first visit of a reigning sovereign to the century-old West African crown colony. Thousands trekked into the capital city of Lagos for the great occasion of special significance to a nation on the threshold of independence. Her Majesty and the Duke of Edinburgh are greeted by the Governor-General on arrival, but quickly proceed to a more meaningful ceremony of welcome. A chorus of cheers follows the royal car along its route into the city. The President of the Lagos Town Council waits at the boundary of the city to extend his greetings. The Queen's visit will last 20 days and is expected to aid the country's advance towards self-government by welding closer ties between the large Negro and Arabic regions, whose unity is essential to further progress for this land of 32 million. A highlight of the welcoming ceremony comes when the show is almost stolen by a 4-year-old child. Unimpressed by royalty, or maybe overwhelmed, it's a human and touching beginning to the royal visit. At Court Cortina d'Ampezzo, high in the wintry setting of the Italian Dolomites, the Olympic Winter Games set a sizzling pace, and the Russians continue to dominate. The 500-meter speed skating is a walkaway for Iron Curtain athletes who have been training for years to win Olympic medals. Their amateur status may be in doubt, but not their prowess. 3 of the first 4 in this race are Russians. Maybe they invented skating. A Norwegian finished 3rd. The Giant Slalom on the slopes of Mount Faloria. The trail plummets downward for almost 2 miles through 69 gates to the finish line. A vertical drop of 1/3 of a mile. And that's quite a drop in more ways than one. This time it's the Austrians dominating the event, with the sensational Tony Seiler copping the gold medal. Not another skier was remotely close to Tony's fast time. The host team has its day of glory in the 2-man bob. The Italians make it 1-2 in the spine-tingling event. 5th and 6th spots went to the American sleds, piloted by Bud Washburn and Art Tyler. Trying to avoid a spill, brakeman Ed Seymour twisted his knee, another Olympic casualty. The Italian sled, skippered by Lamberto Della Costa, roars around the final turn and into the stretch, wrapping things up with a second sizzling heat. A popular victory for sure in the snowball village of Cortina.